Hey, all right, we hot. Oh, we hot. Okay, but we hot. We here. It's the RoundHouse RoundTable, and we got the bag. We got it. We got it for y'all. You know, it's me, Amani T, and I got B in the building, and we here to talk about it. That's right, UFC 277. You know, let's get it.
I swear my glow up in lightning. Hot year, something like lightning. This shit a hit on my psychic. She want me lick, I'm excited. See, I feel that's my business, and that's why I'm business minded. Need a push, get behind it. It's a science, apply it. Worst come to worst, you tried it. Get it bad, get inspired. Shoot your shot, just the effort. I admire. You're hired, ain't looking for friends at this point.
Oh my God,
My circle is smaller than the point.
NoCap.
I'd rather sit
already
in voice
No,
than hearing the fake on their voice.
We already have.
Business report.
So we're gonna get right into it with the NoCap recap. UFC 277, Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena 2, the rematch. Should be the last one because, you know, we're going to start it off with the prelims. Orion Cosey versus Blood Diamond. And that was unanimous decision. Orion Cosey missed weight, so he had to prove himself ×2. And this was another L for Blood Diamond. You know, came in with a lot of potential.
You sure it's not Cosey?
It's Cosey.
Okay.
I just watched like one of his old fights.
Cosey?
Yeah.
Mm.
Cosey.
Oh, Cosey.
Yeah. I just watched one of his fights where he was 3-0. So what you think about this first fight? Ryan Cosey versus Blood Diamond.
I think he got off to a slow start, but Blood Diamond only took the second round, you know, with all his punches in his backspin. But, you know,
if anything, it's just, you know, the ground game, just working more, being able to get up. Because, you know, he did get up, but at the same time, but Cosey was able to hold him, you know. And
yeah, but if you can prevent getting to the ground, your defensive ground game, I would say step that up if you don't want to work on your ground game. You know, take a Jared Cannonier class. Y'all need to hit that man up because he got the keys and y'all just missing out.
He got the anti-wrestling defense.
He really does. He gonna make them pay. Like, if you're not gonna wrestle, it like make them pay. You gotta make them pay for getting you down to the ground or coming in your space. And I think there's not enough of making them pay for them to prevent it from happening. You know, so hopefully either work on your ground game or get better at your defenses.
Yeah. So either way for Blood Diamond, a lot of things was learned.
Yeah. So hopefully he comes back better.
Cosey almost lost his fight as well. Because I think it was the second round where Blood Diamond was just kind of taking off. And then that's when third round, he got him back to the ground and took control again.
Yep.
So it's up to him. Like, that's like, I don't understand why people will focus so much on takedown defense instead of just getting on the ground and working on the ground. Like learning jujitsu and you know, adding layers to your ground game. I don't understand it. But
because then that's something else you got to work at, something else you got to pay for, something else you got to be a beginner at, something else you starting off not good at. So it's just like a lot of things to, you know, evolve your game. Yeah, you come in the beginning bad, but you end up better because of it, because you did take those chances and those investments in yourself. So, you know, I'm sure it's a numerous, you know, they have numerous reasons why they don't do it, but it's not in their best interest.
But all the reasons don't equal up to W.
Yeah.
So either way. But speaking of W's, Nikolai versus Ior Padiera, and Nikolai came through with the round 2 KO. He has that factor, that knockout power. And what surprised me was he was actually staying composed pretty much through first and second round, a lot more than he normally does.
Yeah.
So he showed some progression inside of this. But the thing about it was Padiera was giving Nikolai a few good shots. Like he was catching them. But it was whose chin is more. And Nikolai just happened to get hit a little bit less and at the right times.
All I'm saying is knees and elbows make a huge difference. You know, things that they do, things punches cannot.
Yep.
So I'm just
different
saying.
angles.
That's what I'm saying. So
speaking of different angles. Next, Jocelyn Edwards versus Jeon Kim, and we got the angles.
all right.
Jocelyn Edwards came through with the W, definitely working with the hands. Jeon Kim was looking like she was kind of like watching her, trying to push through. She was watching her while she was throwing so much and just trying to be defensive and still throw. You know, she still was landing. She still was touching her.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like for me, I didn't understand like a split decision. Like this one kind of confused me. But I saw, I think it was like first round, Jeon Kim. Well, first and
No, I think
round?
it was second round.
Second round that Jeon Kim maybe won that one, but like
yeah. For this one, I want more from Jocelyn. To me, it was a very average fight. It didn't seem like a UFC fight. And she was getting winded. So my girl need to work on her cardio and she missed weight. So like you got a lot of things going on. And I think that's what she had the benefit of the weight against Kim, but Kim wanted a fight. So I commend Kim on wanting to fight and taking a fight, even though she missed weight. But like, it does make a difference when you have that extra weight and it does affect your cardio. So I just need Jocelyn to stay in the gym and stay active and get it together, because I guarantee you the next fight not gonna go like that.
No, it's not gonna be that easy. Not at all. And I think one reason was like short notice, but it's just like I feel like if you're in the UFC, it's almost like your job is like to be in shape and to make sure that you can at least, you know, handle yourself in the octagon. Like, especially if they can always call you for a short notice fight.
Yeah.
If you know that you'll be willing to take a short notice fight,
stay ready.
Like, exactly. And if you're not going to be ready, just don't take the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
people be needing the exposure and the pay. Granted, it's not much, but something's better than nothing.
Then they need to be in the gym.
Yeah.
Like, not because I feel like I'm pretty sure like I'm sure it's fighters that don't really do straight up fight camps. They're just in the gym all the time. So it's not like a specific fight camp. It's just they're in the gym. So just like, you know, if your job is to be in the gym, man, you'll get more fights the healthier you are. I promise. I promise the more you want to take fights and more available you are, when you're gonna get fights. So when you in their face, then those be the ones that always get the fights.
That's true. They be ready.
Yep. Speaking of always getting the fights. Next. Michael Morales versus Adam Fugit. Michael Morales is still not leveled out to his competition level. He's still putting dudes out. I think one thing that would be good would be like his boxing, working on his defensiveness in his boxing. Because Adam Fugit was showing him different looks. And it looked like, and I'm sure probably not looks he's seen before. That's why he was getting touched the way he was. Like somebody coming in with their head straight at you, but they got an overhand right coming off the top, looping overhand right, like weird shots. Yep. And I think it's small little tactics that would just help him kind of like stay out of the way of that. But he did his thing. He got it done in third round. So I don't see why that wasn't like a performance of the night, but
he got some room to grow. He's good, but he just got to fine tune some things. He is still undefeated. I think he's going to go far in the division, but he just got to tweak a couple of things and he's going to look phenomenal.
Facts. Speaking of going far, next, the card close versus Rafa Garcia. This one was a little slugfest. I liked it. I haven't seen much of close. I think he's been out for a while, but at the same time, it's like this one definitely displayed his arsenal, you know, what he's capable of doing. It displayed his chin because Rafa Garcia definitely was going to test it, and he did, and he still pulled through. I'm just excited to see who he's going to fight next. You know, like that ain't the same for everybody. You know, like some people, like I'm kind of like I'm like, all right, they fight again. That's what's up. But the card close, like I'm kind of looking forward to. I wonder who they're going to try to match him up with. You know?
I thought it was a good fight. It was entertaining from start to finish. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just thought it was a good fight. I like fights better when they don't go all 3 rounds or all 5 rounds. But you know, the one that did end up being a good fight from start to finish too was the main event too. So you know, she had a point to prove.
Absolutely.
She proved it though.
Just by playing with her food, just like, just swinging her food around on her finger, like, like, is this the champ y'all was talking about? Like, next, Dontel Mays versus Hamby. Where's Hamby? He came through with the W. Dontel Mays was piecing him up on the feet, and that's when that wrestling came through like a charm. Dante Mays was trying his best, trying to get up, but that's when it seemed like he just gave up at the end. This was a narrative too. The ref kept telling fighters to get up, if he didn't see any activity. So different fighters were starting to work, and then that's when the ref would come like, get up. You don't see any activity.
That happened to this fight twice. And it was a position he earned. But this just goes back to, you can be a phenomenal boxer all day, kickboxer, whatever the case may be, but you will be exposed once you go to the ground. If you don't know how to get up, if you don't know like any defenses, they're gonna hold you there and keep you there. And I thought that it was kind of messed up that they took away his position, even though he was working. But I understand, like, they try not to continue the narrative of you're going to gain points by just holding somebody against the cage. I get that. And just stalling. I understand that. But when there's like, minute work happening, you got to know the difference.
And Dontel Mays was hitting him with some shots. Like, I think it was just the will to push through is the only thing that Hamdy had that really made him win this fight. Other than that, he needed to get in somebody's boxing ring just to, work on that, because the wrestling is there. The ground game is there. If he knows how to get people down and control them on the ground, it's there. So now it's just about getting the hands right.
Yep.
And it seemed like he was standing up a little bit with Dontel as Dontel started to get tired. But split decision, I get it.
I think that's because of round 2. After, round 1, he was tired. So it makes sense for the split decision. I can understand that.
Next, Drew Dober versus Rafael Alves. This one was a good fight. It went three rounds, and it ended in a body kick. It surprised me because Rafael was taking harder shots than that. And it's a body kick that leg kick that does it.
Yeah, what they were saying was it hit the floating rib, and they think they caught it while he was trying to inhale.
Yep.
So it knocked all the wind out of it, and you even saw the delayed reaction. I was still trying to figure out what happened. I'm like, hold up, what just happened? And there was a delayed reaction from the kick, and it's just like, add kicks to your arsenal, because they come in handy when it's beating up the legs and beating up the body. It helps you from round 1 to round 3. That's all I'm saying.
And it keeps your opponent at bay.
Yeah, that's very true.
But the thing about it is, when they get past the legs, the only thing about kicks is like easy to be taken down. So that's why it's just like when timing comes into play, that's when that really matters.
And if you're not afraid to be taken down because you got a ground game, that always helps.
Yep, and honestly, I don't know if this fight would have finished. I don't know if Drew Dober would have won that.
Yeah, that's true. And then also he was. Did you see that kick in round 1? The spin kick, the spin knee, whatever they want to call that thing was nice. If it would have landed, that thing was nice, and it was very creative.
And just like Drew Dober, the type of fights that he gets in, those are the fights that he he holds his end up when he talks about like he wants to be in exciting fights, and he makes sure he does that. That was an exciting fight, and I'm actually excited to see what Rafael Alves does after this as well, because like Drew Dober is a dog for real. He went up against Islam, and gave Islam some problems until ground and wrestling and nature happened.
Not nature.
Yes.
Not nature.
But next, Alex Morono versus Matthew Semmelsberger. Alex Moreno came through with the W, unanimous. And I think this was just a difference in experience and skill level. Only thing. Because Matthew wanted to go at him and really attack him. He was getting success. When he had him on the ground, he had success until Alex Morono reversed the position. But that's where it was just like the athleticism was there, but the actual knowledge of technique and the skill level was missing from there.
Yeah.
So it's just like Simmelsberger is going to be a problem in a little bit once he really starts to dial in on different positions.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be a problem for real.
Yeah, his hair was lit though. He had his hair braided real nice at the beginning of this fight.
Yeah,
I was
clean
impressed.
braids.
Them things was clean right in the front of his mullet. That thing was clean though.
It was clean. And that was a good into the prelims though.
True. That's very true.
So now we at the main card. That's the main card song. Magomed Ankalaev versus Anthony Smith. And Anthony Smith is one of those guys who pretty much fought a lot of people, got some good wins and bad L's. But this is one of the ones where it's going to start to exploit, Anthony Smith's ground game. And he's going to start to see more as like a gatekeeper. Because this is where it's getting. Yeah.
I think also like the main thing was the ankle issue after round 1 and capitalizing on that. I don't know if it should be a thing for the announcers to be like, oh, he's limping up and just bring more attention to it. To me, I don't know, that just don't seem right to me. But I would get it while they would do it, just for them to capitalize on the moment. But at the same time, I don't know like how I really feel about that. To me, it's not right. I don't think it's right for them to just point it out and just bring more attention to it if the fighter didn't notice it themselves. I was trying to find if he actually broke his leg, because that's what he was saying when he was when the fight was over, that his leg was broken or his ankle was broken. So I was trying to find if it came back to be true, if he actually did break his leg, because the way he was limping afterwards, something major was wrong with it. And so in that moment, it's like your weapons failed you, because, he was getting kicked really hard.
He was tearing that leg up.
He was. And those kicks and kicks in general are just underrated. And, they just expose a lot of people, especially when they're not checked. And then you start to see the legs swell up, and then now people can't throw, and they're crippled halfway in the fight. And next thing you know, you win in the fight because, you took time to slowly beat up the body. So.
Yeah, but what I was going to say about Anthony Smith, the last 3 wins he had were Clark, Jimmy Crute, and Ryan Spann. And I think the first one was a submission was to Clark. The next one was it was like a doctor stoppage when Jimmy Crute, remember, like his leg or something like went out on him or something. And then Ryan Spann was a submission in the first round. So it's just like the guys that he fighting, but when he fought Rackett, Rackett pretty much just stood around there and kind of pieced him up, and then out-wrestled him in the moments that he needed to out-wrestle him.
Yeah.
And when Ankalaev went against him, worked with him on their hands, and then took him down as needed. And Ankalaev wasn't really trying to be down there on the ground with him too. So he wrestled his way up, and then that's when he worked him on the hands. And then, got it done. So shout out to Ankalaev. Way too long for that one. Because I don't know, it's just the thing about Anthony Smith. He seems like it's like he talks like he deserves to be up here. The things that he, said just by the people who he's fought and may have lost to. But he's acting like he's not understanding that it's like a different time.
He did say UFC. That like he understands that Ankalaev is a good fighter, but he got to get through him to, become that contender. So he did understand that like it wasn't going to be an easy fight. So I think he is.
Oh. Well, for him to get this fight, the fight right here, he's saying he has to get through him. Now, that's why I was talking about the gatekeeper stuff. Like,
I see what you're saying about that. Yeah.
It's like he's not really like a gatekeeper, but he's trying to put himself in that space or make himself that space. I don't think Anthony Smith win is a huge win for Magomed. I think that's maybe like a foot in the door, but I don't think it's a huge, I think the Gustafsson, I think that's a bigger foot in the door than Anthony Smith. But next, Alexandre Pantoja versus Alex Perez. And plain and simple, Pantoja was not going to be denied. He was going to choke something out, whether it was his arm, face, forehead, whatever. He was getting attacked.
he was on a mission. He had a point to prove, and he wanted to be a quick night. And he got on his back, stayed there, and fought his face and choked him out on top of his face. So, just saying.
He did not give a fuck. Alex Perez just seemed like he understood. He understood what happened. Like, and he had to. All right, bro, you on a mission, and I'm gonna just go ahead and move out your way, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and just move out your way because you want a different type of time right now. You like, I ain't even want it that bad. My bad, bro. Next, Derek Lewis. And shout out to Pantoja, another performance of the night, getting it done, working his way up. I think he deserved a title shot. He been deserved a title shot, but we won't talk about that. Derek Lewis versus Sergey Pavlovich. This was a first round early stoppage.
I think this was stopped too early.
First round early stoppage. But then on the other hand of it, it's just like, all right, he was hitting him on the side of his head from the top. And when he stopped him, that's when Derek Lewis hopped up. So I don't know if the timing was Derek Lewis was just about to hop up.
Yeah.
Because and the thing about it was where he felt like he probably could hop up is because there wasn't no pressure on his back when he was trying to, it wasn't really pressure on him. Like he was able to just kind of stand up. So that's why I think Derek Lewis was just timing it to where he could just stand up. But that's when they stopped the fight early, which is bullshit.
That's all I got to say about that.
Would you? Oh,
that's all I thought the stoppage was too early.
Yep.
Like as many times as people just allow things to go past when they should be stopped. This was stopped way too early, and it's just like they stopped it because they wanted him to win, and just like there was no real chance.
Like they trying to make Derek Lewis a gatekeeper. They trying to.
I was just about to say that. Yep, they gonna start making him a gatekeeper because Derek Lewis already said he don't want no 5-round fights. He want to stick to the 3 rounds. The money's the same, so like. He knows he doesn't want to go back to be a contender. I mean, it sounds like a good idea, but I don't think he really want to go through 5 rounds, but he just still want to book fights.
Yeah, I think he's gonna like work his way back into that just out of winning,
We'll see.
So it might be a time where, that'd be dope, but the wrestling aspect of it with Derek Lewis, like I don't know. I didn't know how long it was gonna last, but Sergey was definitely receiving hands. Like early, within that time frame.
Yep.
Speaking of hands, goddamn.
Yep.
Next, Brandon Moreno versus Kakar France. Moreno came through with the W for the interim title, flyweight, and now he's the interim. So now once again he's a little bit under Davison Figueiredo, and that's a fight that we gotta look forward to too. The 4th. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Because Brandon keep making his way back to the top. He's like, I will not be denied. I will not. I will beat everybody up again and come back and fight you all over again.
But you got guys like Pantoja that beat him twice. So I think Pantoja automatically just deserves a title shot automatically off top.
To me, it was like, who wanted more? And at first, I was fooled a little bit. I thought Car France, he was going to come through. He wanted it more. He's hungry. He hasn't had this opportunity. He's had a long route. Like I legit thought like he was going to come through and just take this W. It did not happen that way. No, Brandon Moreno was like, no, I am still hungry. I'm still here and I still want it.
Yeah. And he had like that calmness about him. Like I've been here, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, I've been here. Yeah. And Kakar France was just, kind of bright eyed. And I think he'll be back there. I think he'll be back in that spot again. Like, I think he's going to go back and make the proper adjustments and come back. But Brandon Moreno was just like, no, work too hard. He's one of those guys like an Oliveira. Like if Oliveira happens to lose his belt, there's not a lot of guys that's going to get past him.
Yeah.
Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, so he's going to be right back there again.
Yeah.
And, Brandon Moreno's working his way right back in there. Interim champ.
And I can appreciate like the conversation that they had at the end, that they respect each other and there's no beef. It's just, it's about the belt. There's no personal beef. So I can always appreciate that when they're not taking personal attacks on each other, but it's not you, it's just you're standing in my way type deal. Yeah. Like what Juliana Pena said, there's no personal beef. She's just in my way.
Yep. And now Amanda Nunes is in her way again. Again. And the thing about it is Juliana Pena already talking about running it back. You know,
Juliana Pena, you need to take some time out, girl. You got beat the fuck up.
Bad.
So, but we gonna talk about it in a second, though.
Bad. No, we about to talk about it right now.
Well, let's talk about it now.
Right now,
man.
Juliana Pena versus Amanda Nunes. Once again, shout out to the champ and Nuance Steel. Shout out to the champ.
Like, I saw this as a girly girl versus a tomboy, and for real, look at the press conference. Look how Juliana showed up, full makeup, hair done, you know, everything. Amanda showed up in her polo outfit, plaid, you know, just here. She's just here, and I was like, I see the narrative that they're trying to build. You know, I'm with Amanda all the way. Tomboys ride or die. You know, here we are. So, but I knew Amanda was hungry. I knew Amanda was not just going to be just, you know, lay down and take this L. You know, it happened, but she came back with a vengeance. She left no stone unturned. She beat the dog shit out of Juliana. Juliana looked defeated in 4th and 5th round. She looked like, how am I still making it? But like she said, she was not going to give up. She will bite, scratch, and fight till the end. And that's what she did. She still lost, but she didn't give up. Kept trying to throw up that arm bar and those triangles. I mean, it wasn't working, but you know, I like the effort.
The arm bars, one got really, really close. You know,
not close enough.
All it was a matter of them being slippery and her not getting her pulling her heels back enough or fast enough to break her posture down.
Not close enough.
Yeah, so it's just like, she was super close, but Amanda Nunes was probably her whole mentality was looking like, break it, like I'm still gonna go, like I'm still gonna try to fight you. So it's just like, but at the same time, she was like playing with her food. She was toying with her. It's like she was like that, like she was telling that dude not to do. And the Ultimate Fighter, Mitchell,
don't do that. You know what? I don't think she was playing with her food. I think she kept getting caught up in the moment. But it's like, you can't be naive that she's still dangerous type deal. It's just like, I can't go full force like I want to, but you know, you still got to be smart about it. You can't get too emotional in it. You still got to stay focused on the task. And so she'll dial in and come back, you know, and I was appreciative of all of those moments.
She made the fight last all 5 rounds because she wanted to beat her ass. She dropped her so many times. And it was so many highlights in one fight.
She got a record. She got a record for the first or the second round, 3 drops.
Yeah, like she broke a record in the middle of the fight. Not even the fight wasn't even done.
The fight was not done because more happened after that.
So it's like, when it comes to that playing with her food aspect, I think she wholeheartedly was playing with her food. Like once she dropped her a few times, and then that's when she started to handle it on the ground. Probably like by mid-3rd round, she was playing with her food. Because you saw the opportunities where she could have submitted her arm bars.
She tried, but it wasn't working.
No, I'm talking about Amanda Nunes could have hit those arm bars.
That's what I'm talking about. But I think it was more personal than that. I think it was because Juliana was talking so much shit and she got submitted. She did try to submit her the same way in the 4th round, but it was not happening. And so it's just like, I'm just gonna beat the shit out of you. I'm just gonna beat all the confidence out of you. And I would take that over, you know, just ending the fight early. Beat all of the confidence out of her. And you see it. 50-43, 50-44, 50-45. She was not playing.
Those numbers are crazy. Damn, that's what I be thinking. Like, if she wanted to fight a bantamweight male fighter, like she'll fuck them dudes up. But that's what. But I just think it's funny that, like, because she's so like aggressive. She's able to get the finish. Like, cause like putting a finish together, like that's a whole thing. Like that's not like something you just throw a punch and then lay off. Like when you see Adesanya do those finishes, set those up like how he did Paulo Costa, like it's targeting specific spots on the head and like and areas to punch. Like she really was doing Juliana Pena bad and keeping her in there. Like you want to be tough, you're falling all the way on your sword.
Yep. That's what happened.
But shout out to Amanda Nunes on the W and Nuance still. Whatever, we got Santos versus Jamal Hill. He be making a whole bunch of like funny Instagram videos that really relate to fighting, and they're hilarious. Like,
I need to go look those up now.
Yeah.
But I got him winning a fight.
You got him. I got him winning the fight too.
I got my bet in already.
He on a hot streak right now. I want to see the face off first. I don't bet until I see the face off.
Hey, do what you gotta do.
And I see him coming through with the W, and it's definitely second round. Santos been looking kind of wobbly, but we'll see. Oh, that was the NoCap recap. Make sure y'all lock in with us with everything. All social media, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Apple. Come on, Amazon, everywhere. Just make sure you lock in with us. We here. It's the RoundHouse RoundTable, and we out of here.
That's why I use the heat as a sword, cause keep the peace as a boy. They go keys for you. Say please. That's one, please. Don't need. No one, that's two, please. Don't leave. That's 3, 4. If you do.